Then we also have an article written by Creighton and submitted today, How to Reduce Spam, Junk Mail, and Unwanted Phone Calls. I don't know what you guys do about all this, but I check the mail about every day, and when I look through it, it's junk. Would you say, honey, about 90% of it's junk?
Yeah.
We recycle so much. I mean, it just seems that that's all snail mail is good for anymore, is getting junk. This is one of the reasons why, and Creighton does go into this, very rarely will I sign up for anything anymore. Really, I mean, someone says, here, get a free card for this or save X% on that. I'm very careful about what I sign up for. I always look for check boxes and what am I getting, and am I getting the magazine? I go to a store and they say, here, do you want to sign up for a list? Like, no, I don't. I don't. If they ask for my mailing address, no way. I don't want it. I've taken most of my bills and moved them online or set them up on an automated payment system. I don't want to deal with physical mail anymore. When it comes to, things like spam, I do give my email address away. I mean, chris@perillo.com, you do know that. I am very careful about who I share my email address with. We've had, a long-standing history with keeping people's information private. When I started Locker Gnome in 1996 as an email newsletter that's still around, and hopefully you guys have subscribed, because we send out updates every single day. Please, if you can, I'd appreciate it. It's kind of full loop. Head over to lockergnome.com/subscribe, or you can look in the sidebar on Locker Gnome for the subscription form. We don't give out email addresses. We don't share it. All we use it for is sending out information that we're publishing on Locker Gnome. That's it. Nice and simple. But you can't always trust people for doing this. You can trust me, dude. I'm not gonna do that. People would rake me across the coals. I would be drug out into the street and beaten within an inch of my life if I gave out email addresses. I wouldn't do it. My whole reputation's on the line. But you don't know that when you walk into a store. Someone says sign up for our email list. No, you don't know anything about who they are or where they're sharing information. So my tip, and again, Creighton has other tips. My tip is, I only sign up if they allow me to use my Facebook account. This is really the number one use for my Facebook account is setting up logins. And here's why. I don't want to memorize another password. I don't want to memorize another account. I want to be able to control that subscription. And if I revoke the privileges that an app has or a site has, they're gone. I don't need to worry about unsubscribe this, unsubscribe that. They're gone. They should be, theoretically, if they're playing nicely. It's one of the reasons I still use Facebook. Of course, you're going to get hit by comment spam. You get hit by other kinds of spam that you can't necessarily avoid, at least with a great degree of ease. You can set up filters. That's a given. But to me, the bottom line is just think before you sign up for anything, before you share anything. Be careful about who sees your email address. Be so careful about that stuff. Do I care? Absolutely. But I would rather put my email address out there and let people know how to get a hold of me and have that and just let software kind of take care of the filter. Just watch out what you happen to be signing up for. In terms of phone calls and stopping phone calls that you don't want, don't give out your phone number. Go unlisted. Creighton's got a couple of other tips, but what I do is I don't answer the phone. Very rarely will I pick up the phone. I'll only pick up the phone if it's family or a close friend, if it's a coworker, if it's my girlfriend. Of course, honey, I pick up the phone. We usually text, though, back and forth. But here's the thing. You want to know how I cut down on unwanted phone calls? 99% of them. I got rid of my landline. I no longer have one. It's just my mobile phone. And I have also set up, I have to pay AT&T $5 to block certain phone numbers from coming through. I still can't block blocked calls, and I still can't block unknown calls, which I just won't answer them. I won't, flat out. Unless I know who's calling, there's no way I'm picking up that phone. It'll go to voicemail. So, for me, it's about, controlling what I put out there and controlling how I let other people get in touch with me. You guys may have different tactics out there. The great, just to add to comments, the great Toy Box here says, I'm sorry, what is snail mail? Not sure if that was sarcastic, but it's mail, physical mail that comes in. We started calling it snail mail when email was out. Austin J. Pritchett says LastPass is a good password manager. I never used LastPass. I thought the user interface was kind of clunky. I personally prefer 1Password, which is available cross-platform now. That's my favorite. I don't know what you guys use for password managers, and I think that's in relation to account management. Use an answering machine to screen your phone calls. Says TFPFP. Answering machine? Wow, talk about antiquated. Sure, I guess you could. Google Voice for the win, says Target Hunter 9. Yes, that's another one that people use. I use cups with strings attached, says 187OMG. Good way of limiting who can get in touch with you. Surely letting the phone ring will get annoying. It is, but slightly annoying. But I usually leave my rocker switch on vibrate. Not a big deal. Very rarely do I even hear a ringtone, to the point where sometimes I'll leave it on, the speaker on, and hear a sound like, what was that? Was that a tweet? Was that a message? I don't know. I don't have sounds on anymore. The funny thing is, though, that yes, there are ways that people are going to get to you. If you limit how they can get to you, you're going to make yourself a happier person. So just be very mindful about what information you put out there about yourself, and know who you're giving that information over to. And hopefully you would never find that I would abuse that. Like I said, I've got a reputation that's 15 years deep, and I'm not disappearing anytime soon. So Creighton has other suggestions. You likely have suggestions as well. How to reduce spam, junk mail, and unwanted phone calls.